Would help. Would help if I unmuted myself then, wouldn't they? That's better. Can you hear me now? Would help if I unmuted myself then. So I've just gone on about the fact that I've just been talking to my partner about some Thai celebrity that fell into the river yesterday while out on a party boat. And apparently they've spent 18 hours looking for the body, as it would be now, or looking for still no sign of the body or anything. But apparently the broadcasting it all over Thailand at the minute. She's watching it live on, it might be Facebook actually, or Twitter, or whatever else it is, or whatever app they use to watch it. But yeah, the police and the rescue are all out looking for her. 18 hours, still no sign. I don't think she'll be alive now after 18 hours in that river, unless she swam ashore. And if she swam ashore, she would have known that people were looking for her, so she would have come forward. But yeah, apparently she was drinking champagne and fell overboard. So anyway, I will say this to Beans and Brews. If that's the real Beans and Brews, if it is, then I don't know why he isn't a mod on my channel. But if it is the real one, I will mod him up. But I will say happy birthday to Beans and Brews. The 25th is his birthday, so I will say happy birthday. I don't know how many are still here. But if that is the real Beans and Brews, just drop me a message, because if it is, I don't know why you're not modded up. But yeah, so apparently news coming out of Thailand is that over a big celebrity falling into the river yesterday. So she's gone upstairs to listen to it, to see. She was listening to it most of last night while they were looking for her, but they've still not found her. So yes. Anyway, hello Kicks, hello Thailand, Aaron. Maybe, yeah, I didn't think you could unmod yourself. I really didn't think you could. But yeah, hey. Anyway, hello everybody. Friday morning. Just thought I'd have a quick chat after the week we've had. All the storms are gone. You know, the football was, Kicks, you could be owing me one hell of a night out. Email YouTube, yeah. Yeah, you could be owing me a hell of a night out now that I think you're 6 points behind them now. With played the same game. You're running out of games, mate. You've only got 12 left. You know, and if you don't turn Leeds over on Saturday, you could be struggling. You could be struggling, mate. Seriously. I think Arsenal were lucky last night. I don't think they deserved a win. I think Wolves were very unlucky not to walk away from there with at least a draw. At least a draw. 96th minute, the own goal. I didn't think that it was a fair result. I didn't think it was a fair result at all. I think Wolves played very well, deserved to win. But, you know, hey ho, shit happens. It comes and happens to us all. So, did anybody watch the fight? Anybody that's on, did anybody watch the fight last Saturday night? Khan. If they did, Jesus Christ, that man needs to. No disrespect, he was. I know he was. I know he was. He's been world champion and everything, but I think it's about time he retired now. He cannot go for another payday. That thing, he outboxed him, he outpowered him, and he went there with a game plan and beat him fair and square. He battered him. absolutely battered him. But yeah, it was quite a good fight. But yeah, I mean, but I watched that last Saturday. I watched us lose to Wolves on Sunday. I think that was a fair result as well. I watched Liverpool 6-0 against Leeds. That was a fair. That could have been anything. That could have broken the record. That could have easily been 10-0. That could have easily been 10 or 11-0. That could 6-0. I think Leeds walked away very lucky that it was only 6-0, because that could have been 10, 11-0. Without a shadow of doubt. Hello, Don B. Then I watched Leicester last night, playing a equivalent to, no disrespect, Adam. I watched Leicester last night playing what I would have called a Division 1 side. I know the Danish side, but they've only been a professional side for 19 years, and it did show. I would have classed them as a Division 1 side, no better. No, not really, Dom. It helps that I've got my partner here with me for, so that does help, because you're not I'm not settling back in without her, with her being over in Thailand. So it's better that she's here with me. So it's I brought, for want of a better way of putting it, I brought a bit of Thailand back with me, and it makes it easier, if you understand that. Plans are in place for things to happen over here and then things to happen over there. So, she's not liking the weather at the minute, because I think since she's been here, we haven't had snow, but we've had just about everything else. You sound loved up, mate. Yeah. I think that's the right word to use, Adam. Yeah. A bit too old for that sort of talk, but yes, I do understand what you mean, and yes. But yeah. So, like I say, I watched Leicester last night, and then I watched the Arsenal Wolves game. I think Arsenal were lucky to get 3 points. I think Wolves played really well, deserved at least. No, we had nothing up here, Kits. We had a lot of rain, but with a lot of wind. But that was, we've had no snow. It seemed to have bypassed us, because I know they've had snow up north, and I know you had snow down south at some point, but we've had none in the Midlands. So, but yeah, Arsenal were lucky, but I'm still happy with my bet. I've had 2 bets. I mean, I don't even know if Don Beard take a bet on with me. Arsenal finishing above Tottenham. I know Kicks did, and I know Stu D did. But it was hail and snow where I was yesterday briefly, dodging snow and bullets. Oh, right, okay. Well, it didn't here, Adam. It didn't here in the village. In the village, it didn't. 3 more weeks. I hope the airlines don't pull the pin. Yeah, so far at the minute, they've not pulled the pin over here, but they're having to. I've looked at the flight path. They're having to spin round it. So they're obviously having to go round. The only flights that have been pulled are any flights into the Ukraine and into surrounding countries have been pulled. I think as far as that, I mean, yeah, I think it could be, this could turn into a very big war or a very dirty war in the end. But yeah, I know Thailand have got rid of the second test, the second PCR test, which is a good thing. What they need to get rid of is that wearing a pissing mask. I don't mean it funny, but Jesus Christ. You don't realise, Kicks, yourself, you don't realise, you wear it all the time over there, that you don't realise when you get back, it's sort of like a breath of fresh air, isn't it? Not having to wear one. The only time I had to put one on was when I went to the hospital. but that was all. But yeah, it's that, but that could do with dropping that. I think if they drop that. But any news on what's happening with Songkran? Is Songkran going ahead? Is it been cancelled? I mean, I heard they were going to have a subdued Songkran, but what they decided outside of that, 3 more weeks for you. Oh God. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Kicks. Yeah, I'd rather be warm with a mask than be cold without one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we all have to come back every now and again. The music festival was cancelled. Right. The good thing with Ruble, Tom. Yeah, but I don't know whether you've noticed, Don, but the baht's got stronger against the pound. I mean, when me and Kicks were over there, it was peaking at. I think I got at one point I got 45.5, but we're now down to 43. So I know it's only 2.5 baht to the pound, but it's still a lot when you're changing a lot. I mean, so if you're changing a lot of money for different reasons, then 2.5 baht in every pound is quite a lot. As long as it doesn't go down to what it was in 2019, I think, which was 37. 37, I think it dropped to. I think that's the lowest I've seen it anyway, 37. But I see the price of gold's gone up. Yeah, I to be honest, Dom, I budgeted on 40. I would worked everything on 40 baht to the pound. That's all I did. Everything I worked out was 40 baht to the pound. And I know it, I was getting 45 or 44, but I was working on 40. It will be like the Afghan all over again. Decades of standoffs and costing billions. Yeah, well, they reckon the price of fuel's going to go through the roof again, isn't they? But I didn't realise that Ukraine was the biggest country in Europe. I'd never realised that it was the biggest country in Europe. But they said, I mean, I still haven't sort of got my head around it because I thought Russia was, I thought Russia was the biggest country in Europe. But it proves how much I know because, maybe Russia's not in Europe. Or is it the biggest country in the EU? Maybe that's what it is. Ukraine's the biggest country in the EU, but I always thought Russia was the biggest country in Europe. I don't know. And like I say, I'll just go in on what they said on the news because they're trying to get into Kiev, isn't they? The only Kiev I know are chicken Kievs. Yeah, after Russia, but it was just the way they said it. It was the biggest country in Europe. Oh, shit. 1 minute. I'm going to have to mute myself. Well, that was another, I don't know where she was from, another scammer. I've tell you that it's crazy. Crazy. Do you realise that your card, why do they always say your card? And then they say, we are ringing you from Visa. Your card has been used to purchase something. We are ringing you from Visa. Your bank card has been used to purchase something. If they did the research and actually knew what bank you were with, they'd understand that you don't actually have a Visa card with that bank. Most banks now are switched over to MasterCard because it's less. I think they charge less commission. MasterCard do than Visa. So when they turn around and ring you and say your Visa card has been used, your bank Visa card, and we're ringing you from Visa, and then you say to them, well, how can you be ringing me from Visa if my card's with MasterCard? How do you know? And they sort of back off because, but hey, I suppose they'll get it right once every 5,000 that they ring. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, what were we talking about? Russia is both Europe and Asia. Okay, then, Kicks. Cheers for that. Like I say, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But it was just what they said on the news when they were talking on the news. They said that Ukraine was the biggest country in Europe, and I'm like, well, okay. And then I don't know whether I misheard it. And will Kicks be based in Pattaya? I doubt it. Oh, he might be based there, but I doubt he'll stay there for all his thing because he never did last time. Did you, Kicks? You did some travelling. You went up north. So I don't think he might be based there, but I don't think he'll be staying. He'll do all his travelling there. Just going to get out of the UK, to be honest, and see some Gaelic. Yes, well, are you going to see the Gaelic? Not just asking Kicks. You can answer yes or no, or refuse to answer. Are you going to see the Gaelic that I saw you with in Koh Samet? She was a very nice Gaelic. Very nice lady she was. A very nice lady. Oh yeah, Beans and Brews is going over soon, isn't he? He must be going soon. He's going for 3 months. So, oh right, you're just going over. Oh right, you're not. This is not your big one then. You're going back over in June. That's the start, isn't June the start of? I won't say the rainy season, but isn't that the start of the rainy? I won't say the rainy season, but isn't that the start of the rainy season? Well, I'm not saying the rainy season, but yeah. Oh, good. She's a lovely lady. She is very nice lady. Very nice lady. Yeah, we're hoping to go back over because she's got a 6-month multi-entry visa. So, oh, it's going in May now, is it? Yeah, we're hoping to go back over around that time because she can multi-entry. So, August, September is bad, but different in different areas. Yeah, well, I was over there August. I was over there June, July, and August. I've been over there all three, and yeah, when I was in Bangkok, and one of them, it was we had rain at night, overnight. Always seemed to rain at night, and then stop in the morning. Don't know why, but yeah. But I'd rather be over there the rainy season than the burning season anyway. Because when the burning season comes, bleed, that pollution's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Dom's retracted. Okay, mate. Don't know what you retracted there. I can't read it. I can if I go into there, but obviously you retracted it for a reason. Okay. You've re-put it. Can't wait to get out of here after 2 years of working non-stop. I need it, but in the back of my head, I'm not 100% comfortable. Why are you not? Why are you not 100% comfortable, Dom? If you don't mind me asking, I'm sure Kicks will be able to put your mind at rest, and so will I. If it's to do with anything to do with Thailand, trust us when we say that what you hear about what's over there and what's happening over there, I never noticed it as much as people were saying. I never noticed any real restrictions. The only time I came across any restrictions, I'll be truthful with you, were when I was up in Isan. They were checking that you've had the vaccine when you went into bars, and I got stopped 3 times at roadblocks, mainly just checking things. You don't trust the testing system in Thailand. I got stung false positive. I know you did. Yeah, that was on one of your tests. But I mean, to be honest, Kicks, if you from an English point of view, we don't need to use their testing system at all, do we? If we've been vaccinated 2 jabs, 3 jabs, you don't need to have any tests at the moment. You need 1 test when you land, but it's normally when you leave that the false positives come up. When you leave, not so much when you land, but when you leave. I haven't heard of many people get false positive on landing. I've heard a lot get false positives on leaving. Yeah, I'm just saying, that's what I'm just saying, Kit. So I've heard a lot of people get false positives when they're about to leave, but I haven't heard of so many getting it on landing. But yeah, you're not the only one I've heard about getting a false positive on a leave. I've heard of a few. But like I say, there's always that hanging over you, but it is what it is, isn't it? You test in the morning, you walk out in the afternoon. You test in the morning, you walk out the next morning. Most people have done it, Yeah, and also I took the lateral flows, kept taking the lateral flows. If you've had it a few weeks back, it won't still show up. To be honest, you'd probably be more immune to it than we are. I had the same thing when I flew over back in October. I had the same. Everybody has the same worry when they fly over. I mean, I did 7-day quarantine when I went over in October. Because that's what was in place at the time. And yeah, of course you're worried after your first test, like Kicks was when he did it. I think he did a 7-day. He might have done 14 actually. Kicks did when he first went over. He did either 7 or 14 day. And yeah, you're worried because your first test is the one where you think, I've been on the plane with people. Am I going to be okay? Your second test, you're thinking. Yeah, well, there you go. Your second test, you're thinking, once I get through my second test, but your last test, you're more confident because you know that for the last however long, 10 days or 7 days or whatever, you ain't been near no bugger. So unless it's a false one, you know you're going to pass that last one. I had one on day. Good morning, Dan, nice to see you. I hope you and your family are well. I hope everything's okay over there in, I would say, sunny America, but it's probably more bleeding cold over there than it is over here. But nice to see you, mate. But yeah, honestly, Dom, I understand you being a bit worried, but once you get there, you'll wonder what the bleeding hell all the fuss was about. And if how it was when I was over there is anything to go by, you'll find it quite enjoyable. Because if you plan to do a lot of traveling or whatever you plan to do, you will find it very quiet in a lot of places at the moment. It might not be when you go, because when I was there, there would still got the snowing, looking at 15 centimeters here. Oh, bloody hell. I'll tell you what, she's been over here, just over nearly coming up for 2 weeks. And she's dying to see snow, and it's just not happened. Everywhere around us has had snow, Dan, but not here. And I'm sorry I keep calling her she or whatever, but I'm not going to name her, as you obviously know. And so far I haven't got an alias for us, so I'm just going to keep calling her she. And I don't mean anything nasty by it. It's just I'd rather not name her. So if anybody's wondering why I keep saying she, or, it's not me being nasty. I just don't want to name her. At the moment, nobody knows her name, and I want it to stay that way. So if you think I'm being wrong or nasty, then I'm not. But yeah. Well, what else was I going to talk about? But yeah, other than that, Dom, honestly, when you get over there, if you're going to go to any of the islands, if you're going to go to any of the major tourist attractions, you'll find it'll be quiet. Probably not as quiet as it was when me and Kix was there, but it'll definitely be quiet. When we were there, when I was there. That's the best way, Dom. Seriously, the best way is why were you bad-mouthing friends on Global last week? Thought you were a loyal man. Loyal to who? I'm going to leave that comment up. Loyal to who? Who am I loyal to? Just out of curiosity. Just tell me who I'm loyal to. Are you accusing me of being loyal to imaginary friends on YouTube? Or are you accusing me of being loyal to actual real life friends? Who am I loyal to? Because if I've not broken bread with you, you're not a friend. If I've broken bread with you, if I've spent time with you in real life, then you're a friend. If I've spent time chatting to you on whatever, you're a friend. If I just sort of speak to you occasionally on Global or occasionally on YouTube, you're not a friend. You're an associate, somebody that I know from YouTube. So I'd like to know what friends I was bad mouthing, because I've never bad mouthed my friends, and I have a few. I class Kix as a friend. I class Dan as a friend. I class Dom B as a friend. Was I bad mouthing them? No. Okay then. Loyal to your friends on YouTube. I am loyal to my friends. If you're, hang on, let me think who I was bad mouthing. Oh, let me think. Who did I bad mouth last week on Global? Nobody. If the truth hurts people, that's not my problem. Papa Jib, the biggest, saddest person on YouTube, an absolute person that should never be allowed on YouTube. So if you're saying I bad-mouthed him, he is no friend of mine, no friend at all of mine. I remember him as Chris Ovet. So I remember Papa Jib as Chris Ovet. Anybody associated with Papa Jib, I want nothing to do with, if that's what you're asking me. Anybody who is associated with Papa Jib, or as he was formerly called on YouTube, Chris Ovett, I want nothing to do with. Absolutely nothing to do with, because that man is toxic, he's poison, and he shouldn't be on YouTube. So anybody who's associated with him, I want nothing to do with. Nothing at all. So he is no friend of mine. And I seem to remember that's who I was bad-mouthing, so, according to you, because that's the only person I mentioned. You don't even know who this Papa Jib is. Well, in that case, I think you're talking the biggest load of crap out. So, well, unless you're going to name the people that I was supposedly bad-mouthing, I suggest you go away and go back to wherever you came from. You were talking about MC. You are lying. Oh, you say I'm talking about MC. I presume MC, you mean Mike Sheff. Well, what have I just said, you thick twat? I've just said anybody that is associated with Papa Jib, I want nothing to do with. Well, MC, which I presume you mean Mike Sheff, is associated with Papa Jib. I want nothing to do with him. I have no personal gripe with Mike Sheff. I just don't want anything to do with him. So there you go. What I said about Mike Sheff was that him and Papa Jib should leave YouTube because it's toxic. That's what I said. That doesn't mean I have, that is my opinion and I'm entitled to it. But you say you don't know who Papa Jib is, and yet you know who Mike Sheff is. Well, Papa Jib is Mike Sheff's right-hand man. It's the same as Dentures, another idiot on YouTube. Another absolute idiot on YouTube who seems to be attracted to people like Mike Sheff. People have very short memories about these people. People like Papa Jib, people like Dentures. People have very, very short memories. Dentures used to call Twitchy Commando and used to go on Twitch's live streams and talk about, just about slag every man alive off. But then all of a sudden, Dentures is reinvented himself, for want of a better way of putting it, and he's got a new ally who seem to love making lies up about people like me. They love to make lies up. They love to turn around and say things which are not true. Like they said that I left my partner in Thailand, and yet she's here with me. But I left her in Thailand, and they had photographic evidence of her in Thailand, which is a lie, because she's here with me, not in Thailand. So on that note, I'm going to get rid of you because you're a dickhead, right? But that's what I said about Mike Sheff. I said Mike Sheff has no place on YouTube at the moment, the same as others have no place on YouTube at the moment. That's what I said. And I said, by what I said, I would probably get attacked for it. And I still probably will get attacked for what I'm saying. But I will repeat it if you are hard of hearing. Mike Sheff, Papa Jib, Dentures, and a few others have no place on YouTube. They have no place within the Thai community, as they say, because people like Mike Sheff and Dentures have never been to Thailand, ever in their lives. So why are they in the Thai community? And Papa Jib is just completely and utter toxic, who doxes every person he can dox. The same as people like Ting Tong doxes me every single day of the week on Timmy's channel. And Timmy says his channel is not a doxing channel, and yet he allows them to dox me and to attempt to dox my partner every single day of the week. But like I say, it's YouTube. It's not real life, it's YouTube. And if people get upset about it, tough shit, because it's YouTube. And by what I've said doesn't mean I'm lying in bed before you say. It doesn't mean I'm now lying in bed with Simon Beach, or I'm lying in bed with Capio, or I'm lying in bed with Stu D. I'm not lying in bed with anybody. You came on here and said, why am I bad-mouthing friends on Global? I have no friends on Global, especially the ones that you're naming. They're not friends. They're people that, let's put this into perspective. Mike Sheff 2 years ago phoned me up out of the blue and apologized for everything he'd said about me in the past. I accepted his apology. He took the knee to me, if you want to put it that way. I didn't take the knee to him. I didn't phone him. He phoned me. So if you want to talk about taking the knee, he took the knee to me and made an apology. I accepted his apology. That was it. I've never said anything else about Mike Sheff up till now, or up till a week ago. Never spoke about him at all. Never had anything to do with him. Not spoken to him for over 12 months. He did his thing, I did my thing. Nothing to do with me, anything. All I said last week was, when somebody asked me about Mike Sheff, I gave my honest opinion, which is, when he left YouTube, he should never have come back. And I'll stand by that. And if he come back, he shouldn't come back into the drama. And I'll stand by that. What Mike Sheff's done in the past is, when he threatened to, when he said he would dig up people's sisters and do things to them, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It has no place here. It has no place at all. And as long as he keeps talking like that, which he did, which he does, then he has no place here. That's what I said, and I stand by that. But that goes for other people as well. But I got asked about him, so I answered. And if he wants to contact me, or he wants to make a video about me, he can go ahead and do it. But I'm not picking on it. I'm not saying him as a person. I'm talking about what he stands for within the community. And what he stands for in the community has no place. The same as Dentures has no place within the community, because Dentures has never been to Thailand in his life. So why is Dentures in the Thai community? And people have very short memories about these people. Very short memories. But Dentures can reinvent himself and make up shit about me, make up shit about JG, all he wants. But it's also the fault of people who allow him the platform to do it. People like, and I'll call it as I see it, people like Timmy who allow Dentures and people like Dentures the platform to say these things about people. They're as much to blame as the people themselves. The same as me giving you the platform now to say what you've just said. I'm as much to blame, and I'm as much to blame for answering you. But I've answered you as honestly as I can. And as honestly as I can is, there's no place here within the Thai community for dickheads like them. Dickheads like Dentures, dickheads like Papa Jib. And no, I didn't call Mike Sheff a dickhead, because he's not. But there are dickheads out there like Dentures and like Papa Jib. And Dentures will go and he'll probably make a little. Dentures is probably one of the most racist people out there. He calls Thai nationals monkeys. Calls it them. Makes videos about them, calling them monkeys. It's what he does. Anyway, that's enough about that, because I don't want to say any more on that subject, because as far as I'm concerned, the subject is now closed. if you've got something to say to me now, grow a pair of bollocks and come on the channel and say it to me. I'll put the link up. If you've got anything to say to me, grow a pair of bollocks and come on the channel and say it to me. There you go. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about before, I was so rudely interrupted by an idiot. Yeah, Dom. I wouldn't have any kind of plans when you get there, mate. It's easier. It's better. You might arrive somewhere and think this is all right. You might get down to Phuket and think, oh, I'm going to stay here a bit longer. Don't have any plans. There's no point. No, when I was over there, I had no plans. I just did whatever took the mood at the time. I mean, we went down to Krabi. We stayed a bit longer than we intended to. We went to Koh Samet and stayed a bit longer than we intended to. We even went up to Isan and stayed longer than we intended to on all 3 times that we went, because that's what we did. There was no plans. There was no set things to do. There was no flights or whatever that we had to take. We just did whatever we did. And that's the way to do it. So, yeah, it's the best way, mate. Best way. Fly by the seat of your pants, mate. Don't book any hotels. Don't book anything. Hotels are not hard to find. They're not hard to get. Airbnbs, get them standing on your head, mate. Dead easy. And the prices are cheap. You know, in actual fact, I'd probably look at Airbnbs as much as looking at hotels, because you can get some really good Airbnbs for a couple of days, 3 or 4 days. You know, better locations than what you can hotels. You know, I mean, when we were down in Pattaya, well, I don't even know which one it is, Pattaya, I call it wrong every time. But even when we were down there, when I went down there to see Thailand Mick, we stayed in an Airbnb down there. We had a big apartment for 2 nights. Living room, bedroom, kitchen. It was great. We had that for 2 nights. And it cost us less than, well, for 2 nights, I think it cost us less than a decent hotel would have. And we had all the mod cons and everything that we needed. So I would definitely look at Airbnbs as well. But yeah, hotels, when we went on the PP Isles, we stayed in what was classed as I think it was a 4-star hotel for such cheap, it was untrue. Right, okay. I will book my first 5 nights. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Yeah. But I think you'll be in for a pleasant surprise, mate, when you get there. I think it'll be a lot better than what you think. And a lot more open than what you think. I think you'll enjoy it a lot more than what I understand you being nervous and apprehensive when you fly over, but yeah, I think you'll find it's so. But I think changing the subject, Dom, talking about your beloved Tottenham. I think you need a win tomorrow. You definitely need a win against Leeds tomorrow. I think but the problem is Leeds need a win. And if I watch Leeds against Liverpool, and Jesus, they look bad. That could have been 10 or 11-0. That could have been. But yeah, I think that they're going to have to bounce. I say that every time, but there's going to be a bounce back from them at some point, and maybe you'll cop the bounce back. But yeah. Yeah, I was the same. Dom, I was exactly the same. Yeah, it was a good win last week. You needed that. You really did need that. Otherwise, you would have completely lost touch. I think you'll struggle now to finish top four. I know Kicks will come back and tell me no, we won't, but I do think you'll struggle now to finish top four. But yeah, you need, if you'd have lost last week as well. But you've got to build on that though, ain't you? You've got to win this week. You've got to win this week, because I think if you lose this week and the likes of Manchester United or even Arsenal win, that's going to drop you 9 points behind them. Same game as Arsenal, 9 points behind with only 11 games to go. I think that's going to be a big ask to catch that up, truthfully, Dom. So I think if you don't get that, yeah, Dom. But it wasn't just that. It was even going for a month. I mean, Kicks went. Well, he went for a bit longer than a month, but I think Kicks didn't really plan anything. He just flew by the seat of his pants. I think you'll find. I also do believe that there was another person who was over there. He only went for less than a month. That was over there at Christmas, and he openly said on one of his live streams that he didn't pre-book anything. He knew where he had to. He knew where he was going to go to. He knew he was going to go up to Isan at one point, but he ended up staying a bit longer in Pattaya and then going across to Koh Samet. You'll guess who I'm talking about if I carry on. Then he went up to Isan, and then he said that he went to Hua Hin and then went back to Pattaya and then came home. But he had nothing planned. He was just going as he felt like going at the time. You'll know what I'm talking about if I say that. But he was only over there for less than a month, and he still managed to do that. So, the hotels are not fully booked up. You can, you can switch and change as you want. If you find a nice hotel and you want it in a nice area and want to stay there a bit longer, then at least you can. If you're not booked up to go to another hotel in another place, So, but anyway, I said I would go for an hour. How long have I been live streaming? Probably less than an hour, 51 minutes. I'll keep going for an hour because I am going out today. I'm going to go out for lunch, so I will keep going for an hour, and then I'll go out for lunch. But yeah, Dom, I would. Well, I know what you mean when you say that you like to have things pre-booked, but yeah, it's when I say Thailand's not like it was 3 years ago. I mean that you can get away without pre-booking everything and having everything in place because it is a lot quieter. That which I will say. So, but nobody took up my invitation of coming on here and speaking to me. So, a lot of people are barred on my channel, so they can't make comments. So. Yeah, how are you, Mike? All right, mate. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I just talking about the you've booked Ascot Ladies' Day. Jesus Christ! I always thought that you looked good in a frock, mate. But you know, yeah. But you can get, to be fair, Dom, you can get as good deals when you're over there. In actual fact, you get better deals over there. Seriously, because they're at the moment they're looking for customers, so you can get better deals. I know what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying 100%. But even where we stayed, there was a 4-star smack opposite where my condo was, and one day I looked on Booking.com, and they were asking sort of two 1,600, 1,800 baht a night, up as much as 2,500 for their top rooms, or no, sorry, 3,000 for their top rooms, which was cheaper than what was before. But then I looked the next day, and they dropped down to 900 for the night, and 1,300 for their top rooms, and that was just within 24 hours. They were actually they dropped down because they just brought in the 1 and 5. Was it the 1 and 5 or the 7-day quarantine? They brought something in at the time, so the price dropped. And that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, with Thailand, it's unpredictable, because if they if they get big cases, they might sort of bring back the 5th day test, which means the prices will drop because people won't go. You know, oh no, it was the stop. Well, supposedly stopped doing the Thailand pass, so the price dropped through the floor. But if you'd have booked it 24 hours earlier, you would have paid the $3,000, whereas if I'd have booked it 24 hours later, I'd have paid 1,200. Sometimes that happens, and it happens a lot at the moment over there. You know, they do offer a lot better deals closer to the time. So it's up to you. I understand what you're saying, but there is big price drops and everything else over there. Yeah. Also, that's why I booked on Black Friday before COVID. Great deals. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Frosty. Yeah, like I say, you'll look good in a frock, mate. Oh, I think I've been Ascot Ladies' Day a few times. There's you get some drunken ladies there. Some definite drunken ladies there. You see some sights. But not far off Cheltenham now. I think that's only 2 weeks away. Cheltenham's Ladies' Day doesn't quite have the same ring. You know, and this year I think Cheltenham's Ladies' Day is on St. Patrick's Day. I think. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. I think it's St. Patrick's Day is Cheltenham's Ladies' Day. I love Cheltenham. Love Cheltenham. I won't be going this year, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's got to be. There's two. Everybody talks about Royal Ascot and the Derby. I've been to both of them, by the way. But I would say my two biggest race meetings, festivals, race as in not one days, but festivals. My two biggest ones that I enjoyed the most in all the times that I used to go to the racetracks. My two biggest ones were both jump meetings, and one was Cheltenham, without a shadow of a doubt. Cheltenham it's what horse racing was really about. And I'm not talking about flat racing now, I'm talking about proper horse racing, the jumps. And the other one was Punchestown. Really love the Punchestown Festival. Really love that. They were the top two. And I've been to the Grand National loads of times. I've been to the Derby a few times. I've been to Royal Ascot a few times. But, you know, I've been to the St. Leger. I've been to Doncaster. I've been to the Ebor meeting at York. You know, I've been to the 1,000 and the 2,000 guineas at Newmarket. I've been to a lot of these festivals, you know, but my two biggest ones have got to be. I haven't been to the Arc de Triomphe. I haven't been to the Arc in France. Never been there. But my two biggest ones would be Punchestown and Cheltenham. Cheltenham first. Cheltenham number one. Punchestown number two. Cheltenham, you get winners. Ascot's just the experience. Yes, yes. And I'm no doubt you will look good in top hat and tails, Frosty. No doubt you will. Me, I've never been one that likes to dress up like that in top hat and tails. To me, it's too la-di-da, Royal Ascot, much too la-di-da. I'm more of a down-to-earth bloke. I don't like, I don't like getting dressed up like that. And you don't get that at the jump meetings. That's probably why I like the jumps better. But from that point of view, yeah, I mean, like you say, it's an experience. Take the missus, get dressed up, have a great day out. Weather's good, everything's good. You go to Cheltenham, it's a different experience because it's freezing cold, the wind's whistling, probably a lot of rain, more down to earth. You're freezing your bollocks off. But like you say, you can back winners at Cheltenham. You can back winners. I know you can at Ascot, but you can back more winners at Cheltenham. And the racing is actually a better class. I know that's hard to say because I prefer jump meetings. You can get more outsiders in. You can have the missus can have £5 each way on a 25-1, and it might finish fourth. Give her a bit of happiness, she'll get a bit of a return on it. Whereas Royal Ascot, you have £5 each way on a 25-1, very, very about as rare as rocking horse shit that one's going to get in for a place. But don't forget to give me the tips. I'll tell you something, right? I was on the blower. It was last weekend. I was on the blower to our friend, our mutual friend. And I says to him, I was in the bookies at the time, and I says to him, "Hey up, Andy," I says, "I've got a tip." I says, "Not saying it's going to win, but I've had a tip." And he says, "Oh, what's that?" And I gave him the name of this horse, and I says, "It's 12-1." I said, "I'm not saying it's going to win, but it's 12-1." I says, "Have a couple of bob each way on it." I says, "It's got a squeak." Yeah, Andy, yeah. I said, "It's got a squeak. It's 12-1." So he went, "Oh, right, okay." So anyway, I had a bet on it, as you do, and it was a tip. So anyway, it got backed in. I think it got backed into about 6-1 on the off. And it was over jumps, and it absolutely romped it. It absolutely pissed it. Right. So I rings him. I says, "Hey, did you get on that?" He says, "No." So, "What do you mean, no?" "Oh, I backed another horse in the race." I'm like, for fuck's sake. I thought, that's it. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. He said, "Well, the last tip you gave me lost. I had a lot of money on it." I'm like, "Yeah, but that was 6 months ago." I don't get tips very often, but you have to take the rough with the smooth. But yeah. I took 12-1, and it did it. It pissed in at 12-1. Well, it was 6-1 it was on the off, but it was 12-1 when I backed it. So yeah, that's Andy all over. Yeah, I know. But yeah, my poker's not doing too bad. I tell you that I'm getting worse. I played. I was. It's how bad I am. I was watching Arsenal Wolves last night while playing 2 sit and go games at the same time on my phone on Ladbrokes poker app. So I'm playing 2 sit and goes while watching Wolves Arsenal. I finished third in 1 sit and go, which means I got a little bit of a money back, and I won the other one. upset, but I missed 2 goals on the Wolves Arsenal game. I'm like, oh shit! I know I can't multitask. I really cannot multitask. I'm not that kind of person. I really struggle. Yeah, yeah. But my poker's not doing too bad. But like I said, I'm only playing online. Staying away from casinos and shit like that. So. Yeah. Anyway, like I said before, I'm going to wrap this one up. Cheers for coming on. Even, I know there's not many of you, but thanks for everybody who popped on and said hello. Sorry about my little rant in the middle. I just dislike it when people turn around and say that I badmouth friends on YouTube. The people that I badmouthed or that I said anything about are no friends of mine. No live games, not at the minute. I probably will eventually, but at the moment, no. Too much going on in my life at the minute to go down, if I was truthful. So, maybe maybe later in the year, after I've been back to Thailand and come back again, maybe. No, Frosty, basically all I said was that, somebody come on and said, why was I bad-mouthing somebody last week on Global? And I can't remember bad-mouthing anybody. Bad-mouthing a friend on Global. And I said, I can't remember bad-mouthing a friend on Global. Then they pointed out that I was bad-mouthing MC. That's what they called him. And I said I wasn't bad-mouthing MC. I just said that there was no place in this community for people like him. There was no place for people like him. There was no place for people like Papa Jib. That was my opinion. I'm entitled to it. And I just think there was no place for people like him and Papa Jib. That's all. Papa Jib spent quite a lot of time under his other name, doxing me, doxing everybody that associated with me. And I just said I absolutely dislike him. So yes, yeah, I would definitely. I don't even know if my local casino still has poker tables or whether they've moved them all out. I know they had them in when it was the big craze, but I've always got that one at Nottingham that was owned by was it the Anthill Mob? The Anthill Mob owned that one up in Nottingham. You know which one I mean, don't you? I'm sure it was the Anthill Mob. There were 4 of them, 2 brothers. The Lizard was a member of them back in the day. There was the 2 brothers, the Lizard, and there was another member, and they opened a night, Dusk Till Dawn. That's it. I had to think of the name then. Dusk Till Dawn is but I don't know whether they still own it, but that's the poker place in Nottingham. Yeah, well, that's what I said, Frosty. That was my rant. I'll leave this up anyway, but if you watch it, but yeah, that's it. I said Anthill. It weren't it with the Aiden. Yeah, you know what I meant. Cheers for that. Endem Mob. I said, what did I say? Anthill Mob. Weren't they in Dick Dastardly, the Anthill Mob? Weren't they? Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn. Weren't the Anthill Mob them lot in Dick Dastardly? I'm sure he probably was. With Penelope Pitstop. I'm sure that was probably the Anthill Mob. Yeah, but the Lizard was in it, wasn't he? He was a member of that. There was 2 brothers, the Lizard, and there was another one. I can't remember his name. But there was 4 of them, as far as I know, and it was Dusk Till Dawn was the poker place they opened up. I don't even know if that one's still going in Birmingham. There was a big, massive one outside Birmingham that I don't even know if that's still going. But back in the day, they used to be the Dusk Till Dawn was buzzing. Honestly, that's it. Yeah, one of the brothers was in that. Yeah, one had glasses on. Aren't they the only not now, but I'll say this again, use this term loosely. Back in the day, wasn't one of them the only ones that had won a bracelet in the World Poker Series? Weren't one of them the only ones that won the bracelet? And the lizard got his name because he used to use his card mark was a lizard, and he used to play on that Ladbrokes late night one. But yeah, they were good players. All four of them could hold their own. All four of them were good players. But everything used to get split, didn't it? It was a piss pot. They all used to piss in the same pot. They all used to use it for traveling, and then just split any prize they won got split 4 ways. So if you're going to do that, the people you're playing with have all got to be as good as you, ain't they? You don't want to be carrying anyone, do you? If you're all dropping 10 grand in to start with, and then you're all pissing in the same pot, all prize money gets chucked together, then But I've been watching some online. I mean, that bloke who won they've dropped the prize money for the world champion, for the World Series, the big one. Because I remember that going up at astronomical amount of money. I mean, there's still upwards of 6,500 entries, but back in the day when there was, when you think they must be making some profit, either that or they're taking the prize money further down, because the top prize is not that big of money compared to what it was. I remember some of the old ones from back in the. But a lot of the winners of the big ones now are all ex-online players or still online players. I mean, the ones that played in the bricks and mortar, people like what's his name? Oh, for God's sake, can't remember his name. Daniel, he's still playing. Elmouth, he's still around. All the old ones are still around. But yeah, they're not winning the tournaments. All the tournament winners are coming from online players. Anyway, on that note, like I say, I've got to go. I'm going out. I shall speak to you a lot again. Thanks for coming on. If I get a tip, played in Swansea on a table with a World Series final brass. Oh God, I would have loved to have seen his bracelet. It's like to me, one of them World Series bracelets would be like a Super Bowl ring. It's just something I'd love to have seen. If I knew somebody had got it, I would love to have seen it. I'd love to see a Super Bowl ring. I'd love to see an Olympic gold medal. I'd love to see a World Series bracelet. I'd love to see a Premiership winners medal. I'd love to see, as in actually not to see on the TV, but to actually see in my hand, to hold it, to see what, to actually hold it and look at it. I'd love all these big sporting things. I'd love to just sort of either have my photo took with them or just to see what they're actually like. Yeah, that's to say, yeah. Because you can. They're not. The bracelet means more to them than the money. That's the thing. But poker's probably the only chance I'll ever get of winning something like that. I'd never win an Olympic gold. I'd never win a Premiership medal. I'd never win it. So the only one I probably ever would have a chance of winning would be the bracelet. But anyway, I can say I'm out of here. If I get a tip for tomorrow, I'll let you know, Frosty. I'll send you a message. Other than that, everybody who's been on, take care. Look after yourselves. See you next time.